imitating Content Cop, I'll show you imitating Content Cop.
What we do
Oh my god.
here is go back.
Oh, money! Fuck is this? You want to know the truth? I've never watched a content cop in my life. I have never watched one. I've only seen clips. Yep. Ooh. We used to do that, like at age 11. Yeah, I remember that. What is this? Who's the real criminal? Oh god. Why not both?
As most of you have probably guessed by now, this video won't just be about this alleged fraudulent and manipulative asshole.
Yeah.
It'll also be about this confirmed fraudulent and manipulative asshole. Dog
Confirmed. Wait. Oh, Dogpack deleted this video. I just realized that. Mr. Beast's secret CEO. And I just looked at his channel. It's not there anymore. Oh, wow.
Back 404, also known as Dawson French, and his victims of manipulation.
Yep.
For the people who have not been exposed to his propaganda yet, Dogback 404 or Dawson French is an ex-Mr. Beast employee who worked there for about 3 weeks, and after
From
being
deserve cease and desist.
fired, made or worked on videos filled with lies about Mr. Beast.
Damn.
And I became suspicious of Dogback 404 after he called me overdramatic for not wanting to spread serious accusations with unsubstantiated and easily refutable evidence. As well as because he tried to silence me with a
I think this is what happens a lot with internet dramas, is that as soon as something is like popular and the public sentiment is there, everybody likes to go to 11 and make up bullshit that you don't need to make up in order to like sell the story even harder. And like, I remember when I watched the Dogpack video, I thought that's what kind of happened.
of slander. After I started suspecting
People make up
him of
bullshit,
lying.
they do.
So in this video, I will be debunking close to every accusation
Every single one? What? Oh my god. Oh no.
and the people he
Why though? Because if you're making shit up, I think it's fair for somebody to say stop making shit up.
manipulated have made.
That's very fair.
But Soggy, are you going to place the Mr. Beast, Soggy? Are you going to dick ride the lunch owning
Yep.
intentionally registered sex offender hiring
Shit.
Mr. Beast,
Oh.
Soggy?
No. See, I think we can all agree that lunch kind of cringe. Logan Paul KSI collab, kind of. That's a yikes out of 10, okay? And the fucking mold situation, that is disgustingly messed up, and I'm
Ugh.
never eating that shit in my life. But that doesn't mean that
It does sound really funny now that the Lunchly thing happened and them going back talking about how great it is that they have real cheese in their Lunchlys.
Fuck me.
And it's moldy.
just because this spiteful, vengeful ghoul accuses Mr. Beast of intentionally hiring a
Mali
registered sex
zobaczył.
offender that he actually did. Yeah, let's talk about the lies spun by Dogpack and Jake Weddle that Mr. Beast knowingly hired a registered sex offender and while working at the company would refer to him by covert codename Delaware because of the crimes he committed there and as a result is not allowed to go back into the state of Delaware, and that Mr. Beast higher-ups are using that nickname because they enjoy messed up insider jokes like that.
That's what I thought. I legitimately thought that was true. Is that not true? Because this was the biggest point of contention for me. And we're starting off with this.
Shit.
Why do you call him Delaware? Apparently they call him Delaware because he's not allowed to go back to Delaware. That's his nickname? Come on, Willie? Yeah, Delaware. So that's why. Yeah. You know that he knew him because he'll be in videos
like a contrived side plot in a badly written Netflix series, since state banishments are extremely rare. Most recent one I found was
It was
a
2000?
one-year Kentucky banishment in the year 2000. Luckily,
So,
the
yeah, it's
real
not even
story
true.
is much more boring. See, according to a non-anonymous Mr. Beast employee, Dustin Harris, who has been working at Mr. Beast for about 6 years and went rogue because he couldn't stand Jimmy not responding to all of the misinformation being spread about not just Jimmy or the Mr. Beast company, but also about his own friends and colleagues. Well, he explained that Delaware was once a store manager at Jimmy's local Best Buy, which, for the people
What?
who don't know, Best Buy is a $20 billion valued electronics retailer company with stores all over the US. I mean that when Jimmy was 19 and first started blowing up on YouTube, Jimmy realized he needed employees to improve his content. So, as a dumbass, impulsive 19-year-old randomly thrown into fame, he went to his local Best Buy and asked its employees if they want
So he literally just hired this random guy to. What the fuck?
to work for him, naively thinking that a multi-billion-dollar company would have at least made sure to not hire criminals and especially to not hire a registered sex offender.
Jimmy figured if Best Buy, what does it say? Jimmy figured if Best Buy thought he was good enough to manage a giant store, then he was probably good enough to run a YouTube channel. Okay.
offender as store manager.
Well, that totally contradicts what was said before, that Jimmy sat down with this person with like either somebody's mom or something like that, and asked him about what happened. That totally contradicts it.
20-year-old Mr. Beast didn't do
Yeah.
background.
Of course.
Was that stupid? Yes. Is Delaware a piece of shit? Yes. Should Jimmy take responsibility for making that mistake? Yes. But it wasn't this fucked up master plan by Jimmy to intentionally hire an RSO. It was a dumb mistake by an inexperienced adolescent starting up a business. And you don't need to take mine or Dustin's word for
Keep
it. If
forward,
someone
but
did a shred of research, you'd find this still publicly available almost 7-year-old.
So there's even a video of it, and so they didn't even show the video? Oh fuck! So they hired him, yeah.
video on the Mr. Beast channel where you can see Delaware as the Best Buy store manager before he was hired as Mr. Beast. And guess what nickname was embroidered on his
But
vest?
why is he covering his face though? But why would he cover his face?
By uniform? Wow.
So that's the reason.
Well, that was hard investigative research.
Called him Delaware, because he's not allowed to go back to Delaware.
So that's
You
not
know
even true.
That he knew because
To be fair, I think that's a really important component, is that when a person tells one lie, you should assume that everything else they're saying is a lie as well. Like, that is a factually untrue statement that is clearly not true. It's been disproven. States don't officially ban people on the sex offender registry. However, states like Florida make it impossible to obtain residence for them due to restrictions. So he's not banned. Okay.
Big merda.
whoever he is, he's wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Whoever he is, he's wearing a mask. He's wearing a mask.
And for the people thinking that he still works at Mr. Beast, no, he was fired over half a decade ago. Now, Dogpack, before you say something along the lines of, what about the recording we showed from a real Mr. Beast employee talking about Delaware?
Ja, där för den
You
och
really want me to go into detail about how you and your cronies tricked an employee into saying what you...
Why was he wearing the mask, though? Why was he the only person that would always wear a mask?
På.
Why does it matter? I mean, because it's cool?
Ah.
I don't know, man. Like, am I crazy for thinking, like, this is... It's really hard for me to... It's really hard for me to believe that because of the mask. And also the fact that they made sure, and this is another problem. Is like, so now I don't even know what's real, because it was also stated that Delaware never had any contact with any people that were underage. Why would you know that to be a fact? Why would that be something that you know that to be true?
Serio, en serio.
Well, it would be because you were conscious of this distinction. I don't understand. Both stories are weird. Yeah.
You wanted him to say to support your lies, and then you guys recording him and
Uomo
using that
mappa.
recording without his consent. Okay. Hi Garrett, can you tell me a bit about how long you worked at Mr. Beast?
I was at Mr. Beast from around 2017 to 2021.
So you've worked there for 5 years and
Yeah.
could be seen as a credible ex-employee.
Yep.
You're the first Delaware in the recording Dawson or Dogback 404 shows in his video. Can you tell me a bit about how that happened?
Yeah. It was not to my knowledge that I was being recorded at all. I have a friend.
I think that if you record somebody without their consent, regardless of whether it's illegal or not, that is a rat
Oh, ma non
move.
posso andare lì.
It's absolutely a rat move to do that.
Perché non ci arrivo.
Who, I worked with plenty of times outside of Mr. Beast. Just thought it was just like a normal call, just checking up on him.
Yeah.
And checking up on me.
Still
And,
not illegal? No, it's not.
When two people speak about old places, there's drama, there's gossip, there's catching up, there's, et cetera, whatever. And then the next thing you know, 2 weeks later, Dogpack releases like a 12 million view video
That's a lot.
where, I just have a really crappy voice changer over my voice. And if you know me, like, you know it's me.
So was the entire call basically just rumors you were talking about with a friend?
Yeah, it's just a friend. We're just shooting the shit, and we're just gossiping a lot, catching up on the current drama. Like it's just it is nothing crazy. Like
Nothing you said had any actual facts behind it. As
Ma non
tried
ci
to make
arrivo.
Why do you say it?
video.
no, I don't. I don't.
Non
think
posso
any
andare
of the
avanti,
stuff that we're
insomma.
talking about really had any facts or like evidence. It was
Allora,
just
o-
why we were talking.
Would you say then
Non ho sbloccato il dash perché sono scemo.
unconsensually in their video has damaged you or your life in any way?
Non l'ho trovato.
Unfortunately, to say that it
Poi
hasn't
rotte,
hurt
non
me
so.
financially would be just a lie. Mentally, it's hurt me as well. I mean, I was
Yeah, sure.
manic and crazy for about a month and a half, trying to just watch relationships like fall through my fingers.
Ouch.
I lost someone that like was pretty close to me as well. It just wasn't a good scene. So financially and mentally, it really messed me up.
Do you feel in any way like tricked, deceived, or used?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, you're obviously deceiving somebody and tricking them if you lure them into a call and then you record them without their consent. I mean, this is just a fact. I mean, like, yeah, it absolutely is a fact.
Well,
course.
trick or use is an understatement. Like they knowingly came and did this. I had like 3 or 4 contacts call me the night that it dropped, and I was watching the whole video trying to figure out like what they were talking about. And when it got to that recording, my stomach just like sank.
All because of a call that they unconsensually recorded, which you clarified was basically
Faccio un
rumors and
teleport.
gossip.
Yeah, I didn't want to be involved with, didn't even know what was going on. That I was just thrown into unconsensually, and yeah, you said it, man. It threw a pretty big wall up.
It's not always bad if someone's harassing you and you need proof of it. That's a case where it's fine. I feel like this is an instance where Dogpack probably got this guy to go into a call and then asked him questions in order to bait him into saying things in a certain way that he could put into his video. And I think if you're doing that, I feel like in a lot of cases, what I really make decisions based off of is what the intent is behind the decision. He had malicious intent going into the call. His intent was to ask questions in a way that would have this person answer them, and then record this person without their consent, and then use those answers in a video publicly. That's malicious.
in the progress of my life, and I didn't feel like that was needed, and pretty upset.
But then, what about Jake the Viking's tweet about Jimmy's mom
Yeah.
literally allowing her then barely of
Yeah.
age son
Fucking
to
exactly. Yeah, this is what was so confusing to me.
knowingly be in contact with and hire a pedophile? First of all, have you thought about just how fucking absurd that sounds?
I don't think Jimmy or his mom knew when they hired him. Well, so then this guy lied? I don't really think Sue would willingly let Jimmy hire a registered sex offender when he was barely 18. Viking said they knew, but even Weddle has a problem with what he says, so I don't even know how valid that is.
Second, Jake the Viking is a shitty person and untrustworthy. Even Dogpack's friends agree on that.
Viking is not a good guy, and that's just an opinion based on his actions in my eyes.
Wow, Dogpack and Jake Weddle falsely implying that Mr. Beast intentionally hired a registered sex offender and created a nickname to joke about it within the company to then try back up their baseless claims by tricking an employee and recording him without consent? That's pretty messed up, Soggy. Yahoo! That being
Kurwa, czemu dropli?
someone of committing war crimes against the Geneva Convention in a consented to solitary confinement challenge.
Oh, yeah,
where he
this
earns
was stupid.
$10,000 a day and can quit whenever you want and still keep.
So, I'm not convinced with the Delaware thing. There's too many inconsistencies on both sides. It still never explains why he alone was the person who always wore a mask, and why he never interacted with underage people. Other people on the team interacted with underage people. They would have had to, but he
Cos'è il
didn't.
drop?
Why not? I just...
What?
He recorded without masks too? That was before he was hired. So it could have very easily been that he got hired and then they said you could have to, you know, wear this mask so people don't know who you are. At that point, they probably knew. Like, yeah, and also, I feel like the guy... I can't believe it. I can't believe that they didn't know, because there's just so many points of difference that I just can't. I can't accept that they didn't know. There's videos after his hiring where he's not wearing the mask. But was it back and forth, or was it binary? Like, he wasn't wearing the mask until he started wearing the mask. Because if he wasn't wearing the mask until he started wearing it, so they probably figured it out eventually. I don't know, man. They could have been contractually obligated to keep him, so they had to have him wear a mask. There's no way you have to be contractually obligated to keep a sex offender on payroll. Like that, there's no way.
The accumulated prize money up until that point, during a time where we have multiple countries actively at war in the world, with millions of people suffering because of it. Oh,
I thought that the accusation of Mr. Beast committing a war crime was also really stupid, and it damaged the entire credibility of the video. Yeah, it was just like, it was an unnecessary emotional escalation that serves no purpose other than to delegitimize what was being said.
And I go up to my friend, my good friend. That's a war crime. We're not allowed to do that to terrorists. Oh,
It's
good.
because terrorists didn't consent. It's such a stupid argument.
24 hours breaking the Geneva Convention.
Yeah, I'm sorry, like, it's such
You
a
know what?
stupid,
Let's
it's
ask
such a
Dustin
stupid argument.
about that, because ironically enough,
It's a joke, yeah.
Dustin is the good friend of Jake Weddle, who made those war crime comments, and I can prove it.
And also, like, that's also a really good point you guys are bringing up,
Yes,
is that he was
teleport.
joking around when he was saying that. Like, he said it and laughed. Like, very clearly, it's not like he really cared about this a whole lot. He just laughed about it. It's a joke, yeah.
Non è molto chiaro questa cosa.
Weddle's own words.
one of my dear friends who I believe I lost is the same guy who did the war crime joke, which turned out to not be a joke. He got injured at Mr. Beast. That's because of Viking. On that shoot, everybody else had to stay behind and clean up. And Viking said, fuck that, let's just throw all of this over the side of the mountain, like littering in national park. And my good dear friend, who I can't say was one of the good people over there, said, you're not going to do that. I'm not going to let you do that. And Viking said, watch me. And he did. But my friend gathered up all the stuff he could to make sure there was just that much less litter.
That's a
And
lot
really
of
big deal.
stuff.
He carried everything he could down the mountain. And he broke his ankle. They said, you ever carried too much stuff, right? Yes. Yes, he was. Because that guy's just saying.
And blame me for our friend.
Oh, Phantom.
Our friend Dustin falling and breaking his leg. Or not his leg, yeah, his ankle. I'm sorry, falling and breaking his ankle.
Now, why would someone who Jake Weddle himself, who is clearly against Mr. Beast, describes as one of the best people he has ever known, who literally broke his ankle trying to prevent littering, and in Jake's own words is a saint,
Because that guy's a saint.
go rogue to try and correct defamatory statements made against Jimmy?
Yeah, it
if
sounds like
Jimmy
bullshit.
committed war crimes. War crime stuff was 100% a joke. I'm now a producer, but I was originally hired as comedy writer with Jake Weddle, so I just wanted to cheer him up with a dumb and edgy joke. Oh.
Okay, so fucking like, and I think this is where a lot of like YouTube cancel stuff ends up killing itself. Is that
Potreba
YouTube
nervati,
cancel
mi ricordo.
culture? What happens is that it's not enough for them to go with the facts. They also have to make things up as well. And I think that's what happened here. Is that basically you're not dealing with like what's actually happening. You are exaggerating it in order to make the video more popular. And I think this is a big problem with like any exposed content on the internet, is that you have a profit incentive and like an attention incentive to continuously escalate and elevate how bad some of this stuff actually is. And I think that's what happens. It's sensationalism. Yeah, you're sensationalizing things and turning them into what they're not. And I feel like, again, if we want to go back to like what I was saying before with intent, the intent for that is to mislead. You know what happened, and you are misrepresenting it in order to mislead people to get more people to click on your video.
Sto finendo le opzioni qua.
It's that simple.
So it was a joke. Dustin actually did say the war crime stuff as a joke. Okay, because in a follow-up video of Jake Weddle's and Dogbag's interview, Jake Weddle seems to slip up, saying it was
Daš
a
tam
joke.
funkcija senza il pad?
War crime joke.
Before quickly correcting
Yeah, of
himself.
course.
Sono stupido.
And his videos are pretty unedited, so he manages
I think it again. This is like such a stupid.
slip through the cracks.
So dumb.
And just to be clear, I'll show the clip of Dogbag's 13 million viewed video again, in which Jake and Dogbag clearly insinuated it wasn't a joke.
I go up to my friend, my good friend. And I go, they're not turning the lights off. He goes, what? That's a war crime.
Che qua è
War
bloccato.
crimes do that to terrorists. Oh!
Adds the definition of war crimes in bottom left to manipulate the viewer, even though the definition literally disproves their own accusations, since Jake Weedle wasn't a detainee.
Guido.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. 24 hours breaking the Geneva Convention, I guess. Is what we're doing.
It's a really big allegation to say,
Yeah.
like, Mr. Beast took away your agency and, in a sense, kind of like forced you into doing this. But,
Sbagliato adesso.
Even if
Per
his
preso
friend
diverso.
made it a joke, it doesn't mean other people can't treat it as a crime. Guys, it's not a war crime. He's not being detained. He's there by his own consent. What are we even talking about? Like, he could leave. Like that's what are we like? Just stop.
That is very serious. That's why I alleged it. Yeah. That's why I alleged it.
And the viewers clearly didn't think it was a joke either. But just as I will rip into Jimmy later in this video, I'll also investigate Jake Weddle's story in more detail later in this video.
There's people, by the way, if you want to say it's fucked up anyway, look at Fear Factor. Like, there's tons of reality TV shows that are based around, like, people doing things that are dangerous or stupid. Like Survivor, people get injured on Survivor. Like Ninja Warrior, people get injured on there too. Like, I'm sorry, but like, I'm not going to act like this is some kind of like unique evil that a person is consenting to doing something and they're gonna act like they're a victim. No, I'm sorry. That's crazy.
Vabbè, sono.
5 minutes analyzing a joke? Yeah, basically.
Him falsely accusing Jimmy company of intentionally hiring an RSO and comparing himself consensually agreeing to doing a challenge for $10,000 a day, being allowed to leave whenever he wants, to rape victims and victims.
What? Go up to a rape victim and tell them that it's their fault next. Oh wait, that's exactly what Jimmy fans do to the numerous allegations coming out from employees, contestants, you name it. What the fuck? That's it. Oh my god. That's a bit much, yeah. You can't assault or kill someone because they told you to, legally or morally?
Oh,
Well, actually you can. That's what boxing is and fighting is. Like, that. How do you think you can have
That's it.
combat sports without being able to have an agreement on it? It's consent. Like, I don't...
And victims of war crimes, even though
Yeah.
he knew that was a joke.
The same guy who did the war crime joke.
As well as spreading fake AI-generated incriminating voice recordings of Mr. Beast.
no.
Uh-huh.
That's
Com'è che torna
That
indietro adesso?
said to me, and you know what? That was AI.
Maybe say that before playing the recording because you worked at Mr. Beast and you know how people will just watch the recording and then click off of the video without ever hearing your disclaimer that it was AI generated. Oh, but then you wouldn't get as much money from views because this AI generated disinformation video.
I caught Jimmy in a secret recording. Edit, we got monetized. Bro, you're posting an AI What are we doing here? Oh my god. I would have never seen that as AI. Yeah, I wouldn't either. Holy shit.
Of course it is.
Is the one that got your channel monetized.
That's my brand, is being on it and crying a lot.
And then after
Yeah, I see that.
making those slanderous claims, accepts another $50,000 from Jimmy with no strings attached. There's a lot more to be said about it.
That's my brand, is being honest and crying.
Lies about... Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like... I'm gonna be honest, the war crime thing is just a joke. I mean, who cares? But if I caught Jimmy in a secret recording, and you play a recording that's AI, well... So, okay, so
Inizialmente
let's use some
stuccato.
logic here. All right. If you caught him in a recording, but the recording didn't happen, that means that you didn't catch him, which means that you made the title intentionally make people believe that it's real. But it's yes, and it's 44,000 likes, and people just immediately believe this shit. It's crazy. But at least he said it was AI. He could have lied.
And about how Dogback manipulated him. But let's first continue with all of
Yeah.
the lies and manipulation of Dogback 404.
Right.
Now, for the visual learners watching, you'll see that I have behind me a wall. And this wall features most of Dogback 404's accusations. And I say
I think that the Delaware thing I'm not completely convinced with, but I am convinced that the name Delaware, after seeing it on the guy's name tag, I will now acknowledge, I think that, yeah, that's probably the reason why. It's because it was on his name tag.
most, because at this point there are just so many that I might have forgotten.
There's a lot.
And every time I disprove one of his accusations, it'll be crossed through with red mark. Every time I prove one to be uncertain, I'll add a blue question mark to it. And every time an accusation Dogback made is true, I'll add a green check mark. And I know that you, and I, and everyone else wants to know about the illegal lottery.
Yes.
Did Mr. Beast really commit 3 malicious and predatory illegal lotteries as get-rich-quick scheme? Well, I will talk about them throughout my video in between all of the other accusations,
Yeah.
starting right now with the alleged
Cazzo
illegal
ha
lottery
fatto? Non ho
number
proprio
3
il
claim
tasto.
of Dogpack 404. Or should I say doctoring up evidence to make more convincing claims here new to be untrue? Back 404.
Somebody said it's not his fault if people click off the video right after the recording or just read the
Bafanara.
title and think it's real. So let me get this straight. You think that it's not his fault that people read his title and believe it? Is that really what you're saying? I'm just saying if he specified that it's AI right after the recording, it's not that bad. Okay, but you acknowledge that it is bad, right? And so is the title accurate or is it not accurate? It's clickbait. People clickbait all the time. I think that that is a massive oversimplification. Clickbaiting something is usually like, so clickbaiting I think is like sometimes bad, sometimes not bad. And clickbait is done with the intention to deceive. The reason why clickbait is usually okay is because the deception isn't damaging for anyone. But if you clickbait something in a way that's damaging for another person, then I do think that's a bad thing and you shouldn't have clickbaited that. So I understand that yes, people are clickbaiting, but clickbaiting again, by the nature of what baiting, like that means that you're not giving, like, you know, you use fish bait and you're using this is malicious intent. Clickbait is a marketing tool. Yes, exactly. And so my point with this is that, let me see if I can use this. He even spoke positively of Mr. Beast in a video and said that Mr. Beast gave him the money for the challenge. Why would that matter? You still put the title out of the video that's misleading. I'm very confused by this.
Come devo
You
grindare
have
per
a
sti
title that
item?
says that it's a fake recording. Or sorry, you have a title that says that it was a secret recording, and it wasn't. It's literally that simple. Like, I don't see how this is, that there's no fine print about this at all. Like, the title was misleading, it was in bad faith. Clickbait is okay whenever it's like, you know, some like meme title or something like that. But when the title is a literal accusation about recording somebody like privately and it turns out to not be true, that's totally different than, you know, like I'm making a video saying that like a video game changed my life. Like, you don't really see the difference there between clickbait. I feel like this is a massive fucking difference. Just ignore me, I was being stupid. That's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, clickbait's never okay. It's just normal. It's always annoying. Yeah, but there's a spectrum of it being damaging. And I think that on this spectrum, it was extremely damaging. Your editor does it in a way that's obviously memeing and funny? Yeah.
Yeah, Dawson. I'm the
devo
first
guardare.
one who noticed. See, for the third illegal lottery, by sure
Yeah.
to be in a video
Non so andare
live
avanti.
stream, Dogpack claimed
Se non
that
grindare con le monete.
people on the website that no purchase was necessary. But did you read the description? You
5
know,
double
the
jump.
description which I got via the Wayback Machine, where it literally says free entry available on site. Oh, but wait.
So he just lied.
Eh sì, è una roba che si sblocca invece no.
So he lied. I mean, it's literally that simple. Yeah, he said one thing was true, it wasn't true. Okay. Yeah, he lied.
Never actually found the description of that video, did you? You just made
It's
it
that simple.
look that way by doctoring up this fake YouTube UI. So you'd be
That's
more
true.
convincing and it'd look as if you had access to the original video and description. So people would more easily believe you. But I want you, the viewer, to...
Oh, man. That's a bad one.
Hey, how you doing today? My
Wow.
name is Relia, and thank you so much
This
for
one is
press
UI when he
on
talks about the
past
sure
this
to be
area.
my video
You
live
are gonna
stream.
need
Yeah.
This one
this ability
is the
here.
actual
You cannot get through this guy unless
Quindi,
you have
ok.
this. Basically, gonna be moving all.
po' di spoiler mappa.
So go ahead and fight her. We cannot make this jump yet until we have the dash ability, and that's what we're going to be unlocking here in just a little bit.
Come? Ho missato una parte.
So you come all the way down, and we're going to follow this to the right. Just
Lol.
like that. And
Sono
there's
stato qua.
always stuff to pick up along the way. I'm not going to go through and pick up everything. So take your time, grab everything you want to grab. So in this next room, this is where we're actually going to find Conifer, our map man. He's right up here, if I remember right. Yep, see how there's a page on the ground right there? I know we're getting close. And we can hear him humming.
Ma sono stato qua alla mappa.
Here we go. Always worth spending Geo for him. Now we're going to drop down and see at the top left where you got the 3 little statues or whatever. That's essentially where we're trying to get to. That is where there's going to be a boss fight, and that is going to get us to the dash ability. So, gotta watch out for them spikes.
La parte che hanno visto. Ah, ecco. Non si andava laggiù, sono scemo. C'ero quasi. Non compro niente, no.
Current YouTube UI, you see
Potevo
whenever
arrivarci, però.
Dogpack shows a screen recording of public videos you can still watch. And when putting
Yeah.
the two side by side, you can see that
Oh.
the UI for the illegal live stream is not the real YouTube UI. Instead of rounded
So he intentionally tried to make people think that he was watching a video and showing a legitimate video on YouTube? Huh. That's fucked up. He recreated the UI? Well, he didn't, though. That's the problem.
corners, they're sharp, the likes are gone, the upload date is
Yeah.
in a completely wrong spot where it has never been, and the button sizes and title fonts just seem off. And no, it's not because he found an older...
And also, again, this doesn't mean that what he said wasn't true, but all of this evidence here is an indication that Dogpack was intentionally trying to lead people to believe something that was not true. So basically, he tried to recreate a YouTube, a YouTube UI in order to add credibility to what he's saying. It's misleading. Yeah. You can't get any worse than this as far as reporting ethics go? I mean, it's not good, right? I mean...
UI via the Wayback Machine like I did, because they don't hide likes, and YouTube has never had this exact UI. Sure, it had sharp corners once, but not in combination with these exact other UI elements.
Okay.
But you want to know the funniest part? Even
What's
the
that?
re-uploaded version that Dogpack found and then added to manipulative fake YouTube UI to
Yeah.
actually had copied the original live stream's description. So even in the re-upload he found, it says that there's a
Bro,
Yeah.
Mr. Beast needs to stream.
Giusto, mi fa danno.
I need this. I fucking need this, bro. Please stream it. Oh my god. Contradicting himself with his own doctored video? Yes! Yes!
free entry
Non si fa cazzi
that
soldi.
he still
So
dropped
Jimmy
it
is
up.
going to go after him. I think Jimmy should go after him because I think in the eye of the public, if a person loses a court case for defamation, the public will believe that that person lied.
This fake UI to make
I
his
think that's- yeah, I think he should.
intentional lies more convincing. Nah, I'm just kidding. Funny stories that Mr. Beast verbally sent us on stream.
Go shopmrbeast.com, buy the shirt or hoodie. You can be one of the people that come down and complete the video. It's also free entry on the site as well. If you use 100 of which
So that was never shown in the video.
are going to be picked from, people that buy this shirt or hoodie.
Bro,
Or if you enter
bro.
the site as well, that's an option as well. So,
Oh my god, you're so sneaky.
Or he never
Now, when
watched it.
someone's prepared to doctor up evidence to make potentially incriminating lies more convincing, it automatically puts every single one of their accusations that isn't bulletproof into
Somebody
question.
brings up a really good counterpoint in chat. Why did he delete the
Too much.
videos then? That's a great point. That's a really good point. But I mean, from what my understanding is, so I actually know a little bit about this because of like just issues I've done. It's probably for legal reasons. Yeah, it could be for a lot of different reasons. But either way, maybe they were taken down. Yeah, they deleted all live streams. Oh wait, does he delete all live streams? Does Mr. Beast delete all live streams? No? Yes. Okay, let's just look it up.
Madò, che tracking. Minchia. No,
Nope.
zio.
Okay. I'm not seeing any live streams here. There's another channel. It was Mr. Beast 2? Okay. We just lost. There are no other live streams on this channel. So the video could have been deleted categorically as it just is a live stream. Click the live tab. Huh. That's really interesting. I didn't know that was the case. Thanks. Okay, so there's one video. The live tab? Well, no, so my understanding and like usually what my assumption would be that the live tab would be showing things that were currently live, and the video tab, live videos would then be aggregated to the video tab. Because that's usually what other websites do. Not anymore? Okay. What about the main account? Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Let's see, found it.
So, throughout this video, you'll also see that there are multiple examples of him leaving out crucial details from evidence that would easily disprove the accusations he's making. Because Dawson loves framing things deceitfully to push his personal agenda.
Well, he's not framing it deceitfully, he's literally just lying. Like, if he says that the only way to find out that there was a free entry was by going to the website, and then it was in the description of the video, then the only way to find out that it was free was not from a website, so he lied. Like, I feel like it's such a simple concept. Yeah, how's this even a question?
Like a random number generated, and then like, you just put the number, like there's 1,000 orders, you just put it, it's number 201,000.
Yeah.
My people give me the name.
Wait a second. Mr. Beast is only picking out of this Shopify list? Well, does that mean he's only giving away 2 paid entries after all? No. You can be part of a
Vabbè,
Shopify
che sì.
giveaway without having to make any purchase whatsoever. These are some generic examples of how to enter Shopify
Ah, lo
giveaways
spreco e non mi consuma, cioè non mi recupero più.
Shopify website. Mr. Beast scanning some and then tried silencing the so-called victim on Reddit?
As far as fake giveaways go, I'm sort of limited in what I can say without exposing confidential information and getting sued. My official statement is that sometimes things slip through the cracks.
NDA excuse used a lot to make lies seem. Yeah, I don't know, like.
And personally, I believe that is intentional. Here's one example where someone on Reddit posted saying that they were promised free
Porco due,
dogs
no, su questi sono i tu.
wanting Mr. Beast to use them in a video. 5 months later, they still haven't received their dog food. I actually sent this post to someone who works at Mr. Beast, and they said they were going to send it to the PR team.
Non mi
And then
ricordo.
the Reddit post got taken down. So I don't know if it got resolved.
Not true. Here is a message from the Reddit user stating Mr. Beast did reach out to them, as well as everyone else. Apparently this user just hadn't noticed at first because the Mr. Beast company's email went to the user's spam folder.
Okay. So then that's also another lie. Isn't this guy being disingenuous? Yeah, that's another lie. There you go. Yeah, non-issue, exactly. He didn't know it was resolved. That wasn't a lie. I think that him saying that like they didn't contact him because this is what was said.
sent to give their dog food. I actually sent this, used them in a video saying that they were promised free dog food for life in exchange for letting Mr. Beast use them in a video. 5 months later, they still haven't received their dog food. I actually sent this post to someone who works at Mr. Beast.
Yeah, so it didn't happen. Straight up, it just didn't happen.
Spam folder. The issue got resolved, and then the Reddit post got deleted.
Sometimes things slip through the cracks, and personally, I believe that is intentional.
Yeah.
Oh, the new Feastables formula has more sugar and calories than Hershey's?
What?
Hershey's changed the formula again to where it has mostly the same ingredients as Hershey's, and even more sugar and more calories per bar.
Well, that'd be pretty messed up after Mr. Beast actively
Yeah.
advertised his chocolate to be healthier than Hershey's.
Right.
Well, luckily, it's just another lie. Dogpack is being deceitful here because he's comparing a single serving size 43 grams Hershey's bar to a 2 serving size 60 grams Feastables bar.
Juro Noctuba. Juro Noctuba.
One after another. That's crazy. He didn't know? What a blatant amount of bullshit. I know. What a that's crazy. I hope that people can use this as an indicator of next time that there's like a massive effort out to cancel somebody on the internet, not to immediately smell blood in the water and just believe every single thing that you hear. Because I feel like this happens with so many situations where as soon as somebody is determined to be like the bad person, everybody's rationality and skepticism goes out the window, and they just believe anything that they're told that's negative about that person without any degree of like critical thinking about it at all. I'm so glad to see this because I actually did believe Dogpack. Yeah. Always be skeptical. Yeah, this is what happens. And I remember I got a lot of shit whenever I was skeptical of some of the things that Dogpack said. I remember in the comments, a lot of people were criticizing me even. The groupthink goes hard. Seems like it just compared to items. Nobody eats one serving. Everybody eats the whole bar. Did he mislead people or not? Very simple question. It depends. Under what context did he not mislead somebody? What would be the argumentation that you could use to justify that it wasn't misleading? Depends on if it's on my side or not. Yeah, right. Well, let's see what he says. Like if Mr. Beast Feastables say that his Feastable bar is healthier than a Hershey's bar for bar, then Hershey's is healthier, not serving versus serving. But it was defined as serving versus serving. And also Hershey's bars come in different sizes. Like, I'm sorry, like, yeah, they come in different, like, this is not, like, what if you got a bigger Hershey's bar? That argument immediately falls apart. I just try to think. Try to think.
Instead of comparing it to a 1 serving size 35 grams Feastables bar.
Yeah.
Well, if you recalculate the ingredients of both to 43 grams, then you'll see that Feastables still has less sugar than Hershey's and actually has less calories than the previous formula.
This pit is fake.
No, it's not. Here's footage of them digging the pit. You know what? Here's...
That was fast. Wow. Okay, there we go.
This pit is fake.
No, super jakoś.
Okay. You know what? Here's the crew members' footage of the 2 non-CGI buses and non-CGI train being in the pits after they drove them in there.
Shredder a CGI.
Nope, at this timestamp they do shred an actual Lamborghini in a legitimate shredder. But I will say that when they use CGI, it looks fucking terrible, as if it came straight out of a CW show.
This car is digitally lifted.
This car isn't digitally lifted, however they did change the original red coloring to blue to make a visual distinction between the first rocket car they launched and failed, which was red, and the second one they launched, which succeeded but was also red. Because
That's a smart thing for them to do. Yeah, I mean, that's actually smart. Who's this Mr. Beast cocksucker? It was fake? Yeah, so basically it was, it's misleading. Didn't you watch this already? I saw this part already. I did. This was the only part that I've seen.
Scared that both cars being red might confuse the audience, so in post, they just changed the second one's color to blue. But there was no digital lift.
Oh, yep, I remember that.
The things that you're saying are truly in good faith, and that you're not a disgruntled employee.
You can watch my video and like view it through the lens of.
I think that I have to say, I think that a lot of what Dogpack has said has been in bad faith. And I think that there are enough points on the graph to make a line that he was acting in bad faith. Recording people without their consent, actively misrepresenting things, trying to recreate a YouTube title, not comparing the feastable serving sizes, but instead comparing the bars. This is, again, it is intentionally misleading and disingenuous in order to create a narrative and mislead the person who is watching into believing things that are not entirely true. That's, yeah, and straight line, yeah, like, for example, like, oh, he didn't dig the pit? Yeah, he did. Here's the pit. Foolish to take a disgruntled employee too seriously? I think that people are taking anything negative about Mr. Beast very seriously.
This guy's just a disgruntled employee, but the evidence still speaks for itself.
Of course.
But the evidence still speaks for itself.
Of course.
This accusation of Dogback 404 actually upset an engineering YouTuber who passionately worked on that rocket car for months to get it working, just to have this goober claim that it's fake. But Dawson doesn't care about collateral damage done to others. He doesn't mind throwing people in front of non-CGI buses to push his own agenda. He did it with the rocket car YouTuber. He did it with that tricked employee's phone recording they showed without his consent.
CNN hired Dogpack immediately? Yeah, there you go. You can't go on a campaign against a person and say one thing in good faith and another in bad faith. If one thing is bad faith, everything else will be. Well, it's that now that you know that the person is willing to act in bad faith, their credibility on everything else is suspect.
He tried doing it with me by calling me overdramatic, pressuring me into making a video accusing me.
It is really funny that Dogpack is saying that this guy's being overdramatic. Man, is that going to be famous last words if this guy ends up in a lawsuit? Holy.
Beast with uncertain and refutable evidence,
yeah,
which by now I know to be untrue, which he doubled down on, by the way. Every other commentary. Even though just because a lot of YouTube...
And keep in mind, if you go back to my coverage for this is why I never went out and I never said any of the stuff I was certain about it. This is the reason why. I hope he feels the wrath of a lawsuit.
Tried making the situation and through unsubstantiated, disprovable accusations out there for clout, views, and money without getting sued.
It's probably too honest for CNN.
Okay thing to do, Dogback? Or do you think it's acceptable to make false CP allegations? Which maybe I should talk about that for a second. See, in a recent video on Rosanna Benzino's channel, Dogback 404 claimed to have access to leaked work chat messages, with one of them being Ava Christison distributing alleged of Ivanka Trump. Dogback doesn't always serve alleged.
This is the most disgusting one by far. No, actually, the CP is probably disgusting.
And he also proudly admitted to having downloaded censored alleged CP on a now deleted community post, and admits to having reverse image searched what he thought was CP in the video. Obviously, Dawson French himself was called out for owning and reverse image searching what he believed was fucking CP, because that is weird and a crime.
It is. Under First Amendment rights and are illegal contraband explicit conduct does not require that an image depict a child's engagement in sexual activity. A picture of a naked child may constitute a CP.
So he deleted that community post to then lie about never having had the uncensored.
Anyway, by every legal definition, I never actually possessed or distributed the uncensored image. Well, I hope for his sake that's true.
On someone else's YouTube video. But
Yeah.
the thing is that it only took 1 hour for people to find this tweet about that exact picture of 18-year-old Ivanka Trump being in a GQ magazine.
So it wasn't even so actually no, it's true. He never did have CP. No, it's true because it never was. Oh my god. Bro, like that wasn't the picture though?
Legitimately took
Was it?
1 hour. 1 hour to not falsely accuse someone of distributing CP.
But he constantly lies to get himself into trouble, and only when he's run out of lies and in the face of a serious trouble and he's run out of options does he reveal the truth. And he tries to pull the LOL I said allegedly thing again. I said, as Ava alleges. I said, in my opinion. I said, may. I said, if.
This is the most disgusting one by far. Well, actually, the CP was probably more disgusting. But
So either Dogback knew that it wasn't CP and made those false accusations anyways, or he's just a fucking idiot who can't even use Google. But that wasn't the only line.
At this point, I don't know which one. I'm not sure.
That video was it, Dawson?
This isn't a work chat. This is just a small snapshot of a company chat, but it's, I think, one of many. I've heard that there's other company chats that they communicate on.
Yes.
And
It wasn't a work chat. It was created as an NSFW meme chat by already known degenerate Ava Chris Tyson. There's even examples of Ava.
Yeah, I think that one thing that is established that this video probably will not disprove is that Ava Chris Tyson probably shouldn't be living near a school.
Porco dove è vero.
That's just my opinion.
Getting mad whenever anyone talks about anything work-related.
this is just a small snapshot of a company chat. Small snapshot of a company chat.
What you're saying, the things that you're saying are truly in good faith, and that you're not a disreputable person.
You can watch my video and view it through the lens of, oh, this guy's just a disgruntled employee.
Yeah.
But the evidence still speaks for itself.
However,
It sure
at one
does.
point it was changed to a work chat by Ava, at which point she also kicked everyone
Oh,
unrelated
ho
out of there. But then the chat instantly died because obviously no one else, including Jimmy, wanted to use it as a work chat.
Ouch,
Now,
don't
I
push.
would say that even though this image is confirmed not to be CP, Ava did seem to think it was at the time, and so this proves that she is even worse than we thought, and is a disgusting individual. However,
That's also an interesting complexity. Yeah, it is.
it doesn't try distributing what he believes was a picture of a
It's really weird,
sexually
yeah.
abused child to thousands of possibly child viewers wasn't to inform people of degenerate Ava Chris Tyson, but instead was to push his own agenda, framing Mr. Beast into allegedly knowing that Ava was a confirmed pedophile. It's so disgusting. See, I say framing because if you look at all of the messages around that image, it's a huge rant from not just Ava but other people as well about
It's just, this is
pedophiles exposed by the hacker group Anonymous in this Twitter
is
thread
random
she
shit.
linked with that picture of Ivanka Trump, because it was in that Twitter thread, as well as a rant about Jeffrey Epstein and billionaire pedos. And I don't think context matters here on Ava Tyson's side. I still think this is fucking disgusting. However, I do think context matters for the people perceiving Ava Chris Tyson's messages. I'm sorry, but if I'd see my friends actively ranting about pedophiles and bashing them, I'd actively be convinced to not think they're a pedophile when they send degenerate memes like this. I just
No,
cringe
ma
on
sei un
the
lead.
inside while thinking that they have a degenerate sense of Zoomer humor. Even trading.
I don't know. It's very hard to say. I mean, I feel like a lot of the comments that Chris had made, especially about, like, you know, he had made comments about, like, lollies and stuff like that. It's really fucking weird. So, but, like, that's not Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast didn't do that. This is just, like, a friend of his. The Gen Z jokes are weird. Yeah, I mean, it's weird.
The person who leaked the work chat to Dogpack and Rosanna refers to those memes as a weird thing Ava found funny in the past instead of confirmed file messages.
A lot of the edgy type of content and a lot of the, edgy cringeworthy humor started with Ava. Like, she sent a bunch of messages that probably shouldn't have been sent in a work group chat just because she thought it was funny at the time.
So even he, who actively dislikes Mr. Beast, didn't even know this.
So with all this evidence, I think it's definitely fair to say that Jimmy knew about David Tyson's behavior.
What's up? Rosanna Pansino and Dogpack 404 reported Jimmy Beast to the FBI, so
Hitbox check.
he's gotta be a pedophile. I think people vastly underestimate just how easy you can report someone to the FBI. Even as a non-American citizen myself, I just created.
I think Dogpack ruined it all when he started that one video that was looking at the camera with the eye pupils, the eyes of the size of dinner plates. Yeah, blame it on the employees to get away with it. Smart move, Mr. Beast. Yeah, I don't know.
Provo kod dirke. Pizno.
Distributed in 2 minutes on the tips.fbi.gov, which I will now submit to the FBI. Saudi serial reported Rosanna Pansino and Dawson French to the FBI. Holy shit, they've gotta be guilty now.
Yeah.
What I did there, also I didn't submit this because unlike 2 others, I'd rather not waste the FBI's time from finding actual CP distributors to push a selfish, manipulative, and personal agenda. And manipulating Rosanna
Però questo è il boss finale.
her bigger channel to spread this disinformation is so far. I knew you were Betty Dawson, but I never expected you to stoop this low. You also tried writing the famous anime Yuke Hiro
Non fare danno per l'iddio.
by saying it's about
Che avrebbe fatto danno.
romantic relationship with the minor.
Let's see if Jimmy knew about Ava's concerning behavior. June of 2021, he sends a message of an anime called Higihiro. It says, I bet Chris would love this show.
What's the show about?
Well, it's interesting that you ask because the show is about a romantic relationship
Bacala,
between
man.
a 26-year-old salaryman and a 17-year-old high school runaway.
Jimmy in the chats is saying, I bet
you
Chris
know,
Oh,
would love this show
maybe.
because it's right up her alley.
You
I
know.
think Chris would love that show, Jimmy.
And Mr. Beast saying Ava would love this? Even though the anime is about the exact opposite.
He posted that one thing about the anime with the a doll getting in her relationship with a
That's okay. Here's the thing. That's a lie. That is such a bullshit lie. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
He literally said,
No.
He literally said, I
The
think
context.
Chris would like this. Why would he say that, though?
No, the context of that anime. That show is about a 26-year-old guy. Okay, he takes in this runaway girl who is selling herself to prostitution. She's like 17 or whatever, 16. I don't remember. She's 17, 16. She's selling her body because she ran away from home because some other shit happened. And I remember this because my friend tried showing this to me. I'm like, what the fuck is this? It turned out it was actually a very wholesome show about this dude kind of teaching her like how to get through like all this trauma that she had in her life. There was never any romantic intentions there. Sure, if you watch the anime in the first episode, the girl was coming on to him, but the guy rejected her and saw her as a daughter. That whole show, he had a whole nother love interest in that show this whole time.
This is a bad argument.
This was never about the dude getting into a sexual relationship with a 17-year-old.
You guys,
because this implies that Jimmy knew about the show and he actually watched it, where there's a good chance that Jimmy might have just seen. Why is it not a good argument? Because there's a very good probability that Jimmy might have just seen the title of the show, or he saw like a synopsis of it, and he just sent it to Ava based off of the synopsis without actually watching the show himself. So, like this argument implies that Jimmy has a deeper knowledge and understanding of the show, which I don't think is true. That's an if, though? Yeah, it's an if. Like, I don't think it's enough. But yeah, that's the way that I feel about it. I mean, I actually don't think this disproves that Jimmy was sending it, because it's just like, I could easily see, like, this is what I would assume, right? Is that he saw this and he thought it was funny because it was about an older guy and a younger girl, and he just sent it to Ava Chris Tyson. He didn't watch the show. He didn't know anything about it. He just saw the synopsis, thought it was funny. So, like, this doesn't really, this doesn't convince me.
Definitely pissed off the entire anime side of Twitter with this one.
Yeah.
So this again more so proves Jimmy.
But we don't know that. We don't know either way.
I think it's definitely fair to say that Jimmy knew about Ava Tyson's behavior.
I want to know though.
That's a
First
lot.
of all, Darkback and Rosanna used what they thought was a CP picture as clickbait for their fucking thumbnail. Even if
that is. To be fair, that's kind of bad. Yeah, that's not so good, right?
we tested 3 versions of it. You know, just trying to get some more views by putting alleged CP in your quirky thumbnails.
Ooh, wow.
The allegedly abused child got removed.
She's 13.
Background for the
Man, it sounds like a mobile ad.
Following their logic, they are now both confirmed pedophiles and should have 100% known that of one another. I can't.
Yeah,
I
it's
can't.
stupid.
In this video, where they do all this, a Darkback dares to try and invalidate my past accusations that his video IDs he came up with while working at Mr. Beast were weirding and creeping employees out.
I suggested a video for breast cancer awareness about buying 1,000 boobs. Maybe I've messed up the way to phrase it. You know, it's a little clickbaity or whatever. Like, the actual video is supposed to be aimed for vasectomies and cosmetic surgeries for breast cancer.
That's amazing. That's wonderful.
With a thumbnail and title like these? Oh, wait. If this wasn't supposed to be creepy or weird, then why did you make sure to blur the title and thumbnail when showing it on screen? Don't be shy. I still got the sharp version. Oh, was it because 4 objectified headless bears and with the Mr. Beast clickbait face and the title, I bought 1,000 boobs. Wasn't in line with your...
Who is this guy?
...agenda you were trying to push? Yeah, this,
What the fuck?
Cancer awareness message.
Il predict che mi fa.
Your manager didn't think that joke objectifying women was funny, and you're then
To
desperately
be
trying
fair, there's a lot of jokes about objectifying women that are not funny. They're hilarious. But this just isn't one of them.
to save your own skin by, you know, using cancer.
Yeah.
Especially when you also sent in these work IDs, such as Baby Battle Royale with babies carrying assault rifles, or Mr. Beast does every
Trying
drug
every
challenge,
drug?
Where though that also for breast cancer awareness month. Also, didn't you say that Mr. Beast is mainly targeted toward kids?
Encouraging like almost children simping for these people. I would say he's gained most of his audience since then, and his content going down younger. Now, Mr. Beast.
So, yeah, that is very interesting that you acknowledge that the audience is for children, but you want to have him trying drugs. Yeah, that's definitely okay.
Intentionally manipulates these children's
Yeah.
vulnerable minds.
What happened to that claim?
Very
Look,
interesting.
I expected them at the end of the video to say that it was some twisted parrot, but nope, they seem pretty proud of their slanderous content where they admitted to committing multiple alleged federal crimes.
Jesus.
So, same time next week? But his collateral damage doesn't end with allegedly abusing
Gli ho
children.
passato
He also
sopra.
uses old people. For example, he tried using contestant 58 from the ages 1 to 100 video
Yeah, I
by
remember this
claiming
one.
that he didn't really wink.
This video, this link was added in post.
And that number 58 is here number 42 getting out of the booth.
58 is actually on the far opposite side of the number 42, and he just disappeared.
And because of that number 58, a 58-year-old man was so confused and getting harassed online to the point he felt he had to make a TikTok
What?
about it.
Hey guys, Mr. 58. It's been a while since I've posted anything, but something's really been concerning me a little bit. I've been seeing things on the internet that have said I didn't wink in the Mr. Beast video 1 to 100. I did wink. I winked a few times, as a matter of fact. The other thing that's been said is I didn't hear 42 say he was stepping out of his cube. Yes, I heard 42 say he was stepping out of his cube. I did it on my own accord to step out with 2 seconds left on the clock. I know nothing in that video that was staged whatsoever, and I don't know why these rumors are going over the internet that these things didn't happen. Everything that I did in that video, and nothing was edited after the fact. Everybody be good and have a great day.
This is just...
That's crazy, bro. Like, you're dragging this old man. You're dragging this old man over there into your internet drama. Yeah.
This is just sad. I actually got mad seeing this old sweet
Però
guy
si doveva
get so upset. And what was Dogback's proof for these claims? Well, I got to preview the 1-to-100 video once, so now he's got a happy faceless claim I make around.
Mr. Beast also, what is this here? Mr. Beast also fakes his videos and rigs his challenges. You don't provide any proof of this that I couldn't debunk. What a surprise.
Make around it, because you're so trustworthy. I gotta believe the sweet old guy who literally was in the video.
Everybody be good. Have a great day.
He did it with Mark Page, a random subscriber, no testing.
I subscribed to Mr. Beast and literally won $1 million.
That's a lot of money.
Was in this video right here.
That's really
and
good.
All I did was subscribe. I had no relationship with Mr. Beast
Yeah?
or anything like that. And they flew me down to North Carolina. I live in Cleveland and changed my life forever. Literally, all I did was subscribe.
Who won $1 million and then made a video after winning that prize, which Dogback just took a very out of context clip from.
Another example of things slipping through the cracks.
The second thing that I probably would do different is invest. I talked to Jimmy after I won $1 million, after I found like at the
Sad stimulator.
I do feel like this was probably the dumbest thing that, like, basically, Mr. Beast, they were trying to cancel Mr. Beast for giving this guy $1 million because giving him a lot of money stressed him out. It's just like, bro, like, yeah, that's a problem I could use. I know, man.
I was telling him, I was like, man, I don't want to fail. I don't want to be like.
Soshimo, Soshimo.
I was like, man, Jimmy, please help me. And he said he was gonna help me and we was gonna invest, but that didn't happen. So. Oh no, he didn't invest for more.
Oh wait, what's this clip right after? Which Dogback conveniently didn't put in his video?
Invest, but yeah, that didn't happen. So.
He cut away.
Yeah, and let me clarify, Jimmy did help me. Because I know, like I said.
Man. Oh, bro. That's bad fate. Like, what are you doing, man? Bro, Jimmy has gotta sue this guy. Hey, maybe Dogpack can get a job at CNN, and that way he can pay off the legal fees. I think that it'd be perfect.
I know y'all be like, oh, he didn't help me. He did help me financially, but like giving me money for he did give me funds.
Oh, so Mr. Beast still funded Mark after winning and spending the $1 million?
Oh my god.
Apparently they just had him on a monthly salary.
After that video, we put Mark on a monthly salary at the company to give him a passive income stream.
Beast company, without him having to perform any work there. This guy's a victim. Mark
and he even said he's not a victim. I am not a victim. Jimmy really helped me out so much these last 4 years. Watch the video. Everyone talking about you a victim, dog. They're trying to, dude. They're trying to tell the guy that he's a victim. Please victimize me, yeah, bro. Now I feel bad for downing Mr. Beast. Well, so let me I said I'll watch half of it. We'll get into half of it. But like after this, I'll give like my judgment on it. You know.
Mark Page himself was so fucking frustrated from Dogpack using this out of context clip to push his personal agenda. He made 2 more videos speaking out against all of the DMs he was getting from Dogpack.
So he even made a video. So basically. So this guy used him in a way that misrepresented him, and then he has to make videos to talk people off a cliff because they're mad?
Followers?
Channel everywhere. You guys been saying that I'm a victim of Mr. Beast and that he didn't help me. You've been talking about everything. It's not my story, so I really wanted to get up here and tell you guys that Mr. Beast really did come through for me, Jimmy. I love you.
Dogpack doesn't give a shit about who or what he is or just to push his own narrative, and it's fucking disgusting.
That's crazy.
Showing out of
Bro,
context
that's a lot of X's, man. This is looking at one of my spelling tests.
clips and snippets is something that
This is
Dogback
bad.
does a lot. By the way, he also did it with Mac when Mr. Beast asked him what he was gonna do with the $800,000 he won.
What are you gonna spend the $800,000 on?
Friends of mine, childhood friends of mine. I have a lot of money. I'm gonna make sure I don't have to worry about money anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, my life's changed now.
Oh wow.
Ah, ritorno.
He's gonna give it to his 3 less fortunate friends. Well, that is so kind.
What a good
Let's see
guy.
Let's see.
What are you gonna spend the $800,000 on?
I mean, my
Mira
life's
tam.
changed now.
Yeah, I'm sure that $800,000 is really going to change your life.
Oh, he kept that whole part out to insinuate Mac was gonna spend it on more bathrooms in his huge mansion that he didn't even have.
Mac started working.
Vabbè, sì, la punta della
That's
punta.
crazy. Like, this is... You don't see stuff like this unless you're on, like, mainstream media. Like, this is real professional grade bullshit. I'm kind of impressed.
Full-time on the editing team at Mr. Beast. Also, he didn't just move into any old house, he moved into a $1 million mansion. His 6,000 square foot $1 million mansion comes with a movie theater and 7 bathrooms.
See, I saw the actual property listing, and well, obviously I can't show this, so you've got to trust me on my word. But the house is on the name of another editor at Mr. Beast, which Mac was sleeping over at because he himself didn't have a house.
Here's the thing, is that if you're going to cut out the guy saying why he's going to use it on, the reason you're cutting it out is because you want to use this as like a damaging thing. And he cut it there, the same as with the black guys saying that like, oh, well, yeah, he didn't help me invest, but Mr. B, no, cut the tapes. All right, we've heard enough from you. It's so obviously misleading. It's so insanely fucking misleading. He's trying to control the narrative with edits. Yeah, exactly. That's, bro, thank you. That is, yes. You don't pick sides. You look at evidence and come to a logical conclusion. There's no sides to this at all. There's like what happened and what didn't happen. And new information comes forward, and when new information comes forward that contradicts old information, that proves it wrong, you rightfully change your opinion and adapt your approach based off of that new information. That's not being stupid or flip-flopping. That's called being smart.
Person I criticize. What am I? A disgruntled employee acting like a toddler? Mac left after all. And by the way, I've never seen Mac try and use fake TV to push a personal agenda. Also, don't.
That is nuts.
Take that clip from my video out of yours. Because now you're using my content to push your lies.
So over the next 7 days, I'm gonna be giving 1,000 random people that subscribe a free Samsung Galaxy S24. How is this legal? I don't get it. All you have to do is all you have to do to enter to win one of these phones is subscribe. It's a scam. Holy shit.
The Samsung giveaway was legit. Here you can see old testimonies from random subscribers who won and got contacted by Mr. Beast.
Yes,
also,
sir.
PewDiePie never bashed that clip. It's just another example of Dogback editing. Now, even though we've only
Scusa.
of the lies of Dogback.
Wait, so PewDiePie saying that it wasn't even to that clip? That's insane.
Era scriptato.
What?
Era il momento in cui ho premuto un tasto, ho detto che cazzo fa.
Disinformation. Now, Dogback, something you really shouldn't say because it would make you look real dumb. Is either
he mentioned the fact that he is not a professional journalist or investigator, just a guy throwing allegations around for other people to properly investigate.
My goal is to just make up a bunch of shit
Okay,
and
bad.
hopefully somebody will say, hey, you know what? That shit's kind of crazy. Uh-huh.
you did in a desperate attempt to save the little credibility you had left after falsely accusing someone of domestic violence.
Dogpack removed the video? Wait, what? He allegedly beats his girlfriend and is a psychopath. I say allegedly because there are a lot of James Warrens in North Carolina. I'm looking into it. Wait, what? What?
No.
Remove the video. This is your source. Your own source can't stand by the allegation you made.
Devo tornare a shoppare.
Someone of domestic violence and kicking their dog in your third video.
Poi se spero problemi qua. Possiamo tornare indietro in zona in cui riuscivo ad arrivare sul flash.
I can see that.
Just believe the receipts that I'm showing you and not what I'm saying.
Chilometri a tornare.
That's the problem, bro. Like, you cut the receipt in half.
Sarà il pin dei teleport.
So far they're telling me that you're a lying asshole. And before you try and defend yourself with plausible deniability, I'll just play this clip.
Mr. Beast
Di granata
he's a poker player. He likes a little bluffery, a little plausible deniability.
Chissà se posso dashare attraverso.
Cheap attempts at slander from this guy.
Senza prendere danno tipo.
This guy. I know a lot of people believe in the delusion that defending Mr. Beast is the safe option.
It's absolutely not.
Aspetta.
Like, everybody was shitting on me. Anytime that I took Mr. Beast's side on any of this stuff, people would lose their fucking mind. Like, yeah, they got so mad at me for taking his side with anything. Which, and I feel like, by the way, I mean, it goes without saying, but I'm gonna say it. I am the most fair. Everybody knows this. It's obvious. So, out of everybody covering this stuff, I've been the only person who's been trying to figure out what's true or not. And I'll tell you why. Because if the comments get mad at me, I just put out another video. Fuck them. I'm already down the road. 3 days later, that's 20 videos later. People not thinking about the old video anymore. I'm done with that shit. So I just immediately, I don't care. It doesn't matter. Anything bad like that makes no fucking difference. Mr. Beast Crypto, yeah, exactly. I'm not being humble. I'm just being honest, right? And so, let me
Vabbè, sono ritardato che c'è.
Mr. Beast,
yeah, look at this.
But defending Mr.
Look at
Beast
this.
right now is actual career suicide.
Yeah.
While regurgitating Dogpack's lies is the easy and safe way to generate millions of views.
Ooh, that's the dick eating, bro. Like, this is the dick eat. There's so many people do this.
And hundreds of thousands of dollars. And in my opinion, finally taking either side should be heavily frowned upon because there's some very questionable and fucked up decisions Mr. Beast has made that.
Well, to be fair, with the eye thing actually got resolved. So, like, this video, I don't know, maybe he didn't see this, but, like, the eye thing did get resolved because, like, so my moderation team, they actually reached out to Mission Flight, and we confirmed that it was resolved with them directly. Because if it wasn't, I was going to bring them on stream and talk about the issue at length.
Mr. Beast has made that he needs to be held accountable.
Yeah.
And I'll get to that. However,
it was resolved afterwards. Yes, it was. And the reason why that happened is because there was an intermediary that was doing the contracting, and Mr. Beast didn't have knowledge of the contract that Mission Flight had, and Mission Flight didn't have knowledge of the contract that Mr. Beast had, because that intermediary was negotiating for them, and Mr. Beast was working through that person. Like, I've had a problem with that happen myself in the past. I for legal reasons, I can't really talk about it, but I've had this issue before. It's extremely fucking annoying.
Criticize him, help genuine victims, and hold them morally and legally
Yeah.
accountable.
Did he pay the charity? Yes, he did.
Okay.
He did pay the charity.
Dawson French, aka Dogpack 404, such as the lie of
Cambio tasto mi è un po'
Stop using your philanthropy.
sminchiato.
Feastable is using to promote your shit and surprise your child slaves with health insurance. Wait, what? What?
It takes a single Google search to find several public articles to prove that from October 2023, the same time when they took their slave-free banner off of the Feastables website, they've been in talks to join Tony Chocoloni's Open Chain Ethical Sourcing Initiative. and did so officially from March 2024. Which of you don't know, Tony Chocolonely is a Dutch chocolate brand known for their goal to produce chocolate as ethically as possible. And
does anybody care about ethical chocolate? Am I a demon? Because I don't really give a fuck. I think I might be a demon, guys. Like,
one of few companies legitimately doing so. Now Feastables is the first major US-based company who joined them with the goal to actively reduce child labor and slavery in the chocolate production process. But then, why they take slavery banning off the Feastables website? Well, dear Dogpack, already typing
but why they take it off?
Twitter,
True.
you can literally read the answer on the Tony Chocolonely's website. Why did switch from slave-free to exploitation. We've adapted our mission messaging to help us express the scope of
just
impact
bullshit.
work we do today.
So yeah, it's just
Salta.
straight up bullshit.
Bell'Iddio, salta.
Oh my god.
Devi saltare.
Our areas of impact have grown too.
Wow.
Our mission statement needs to be inclusive of all the work we do today. From addressing
Which is a very good point, because oftentimes those people are not slaves. They are just being paid effectively an exploitative wage and being treated badly, but they're not explicitly slaves. And exploitative is a much better and more all-encompassing word that just does a much better job at explaining the situation.
Multi-dimensional poverty to remediating child labor and everything in between. Wow!
This child labor isn't slavery.
Google search to not falsely accuse someone of using child slavery?
Yeah.
For people who don't know, Dogpack did falsely accuse someone of DV and aid.
Domestic violence.
Dogpack 404 put out his third video, Mr. Beast's Secret CEO,
which this video is taken down, by the way. It's no longer up.
In which he was later proven to have accused an innocent man, James Warren, Mr. Beast's cousin, of domestic violence. He later admitted this on Twitter after his own source disproved.
Most likely the wrong... Oh, it was the wrong James. Of course, none of my sources knew that. Maybe you shouldn't have put it in the video. Like, cause I've had this happen before, where like I will go with I had this happen with. I feel like it's happened like 3 times, probably like in total, where I've gone with a story and then it's turned out that story wasn't true. Like, here's a good example. One time somebody put out a video that they said Sniper Wolf DMCA'd their video for some reason, and because they had received a DMCA from somebody saying they were Sniper Wolf, and I put out a video or something like this of that happened, right? Of like, oh yeah, this happened. Well, it turns out Sniper Wolf did not do that. It didn't happen. So we deleted the video. And it's like, the problem is that the energy for matching corrections is not even 10% of what the energy is for making accusations.
Riccardo è forte.
And I think that's very scary.
Then he looked into it himself, only to find out he accused the wrong guy.
That Slanders video is still up, by the way, after more than a month of people begging him to take it down. Disclaimer, he took it down a few days ago, but after almost 2 months and 3.1 million views, you're not getting off the hook, Daddy.
Finally unlisted his video.
Allegations.
Luckily, Mr. Beast's lawyers will not be able to see the video at this point. It's gone forever, and because he delisted it off of YouTube, it can no longer be used as legal evidence. It's a good decision by Dogpack.
He also made life-ruining allegations against Lokoya Hill, who was the person that made the decision to fire Dogpack. Here's an audio
What a surprise. Wow. So we are over halfway through with this. I think this is a very good place for us to take a break. I'm going to link you guys the video. We'll probably watch the rest of it, if not tomorrow, then the day after. So let me go ahead and give my verdict on the situation so far. I think that Mr. Beast has been accused of about 40 different things, and this video is disproving probably about 30 of them. That still means that there are 10 things that Mr. Beast could have done that were problematic. So this video is not an exoneration of Mr. Beast. It is more a criticism of other criticisms of Mr. Beast. So you're something like that, right? And so that's really what the difference is. I'm going to link you guys this video here. And it's like, what is this here?
Cazzo torno adesso.
It shows how gullible people are. So is he a pedo or not? No, he's not. That's an insane thing to say. There's literally zero evidence for that. That's like crazy. Abso-fucking-lutely not. The disgruntled employee lied. Yeah, there's the video. It's a nuance. Yes, it is. And so, because recently CoffeeZilla has made a video about Mr. Beast with crypto scamming. Now, we don't know whether that's true or not. I'll have to tell you that I trust CoffeeZilla a lot more than I trust Dogpack. So I don't think that I think CoffeeZilla will put a degree of journalistic integrity into it that it's very obvious that Dogpack did not even care to do. So, yeah, is Delaware a pedo or not? Yeah, he is. He is. And I feel like that's pretty much a guarantee. Now, there's a chance, oh, well, he got, you know, accused of this. It didn't actually happen. Well, I don't know about that. I think that one way or another, he did something probably wrong. Who's surprised about an employee that got fired after 1 month and was high on one of the videos? Well, the thing is that I feel like this is a cautionary tale for cancel culture. And this is what happens when you look at a situation and the only color that you can see is red. And unfortunately for people like, you know, that Pegasus guy, sometimes the only color you can see is green because they make videos that are defamatory, inaccurate, and I don't think that they really investigate some of the situations in a full way. Now, in my opinion also, I think that viewers need to be more critical and they need to be more skeptical about everything. This is a huge problem on the internet that people want to just like stop thinking and just believe whatever a video tells them. And I think this is a very dangerous line of thinking and believing things. And I see this constantly going on. It is all the time happening. Always verify what you read. Yeah, exactly. What about what Ludwig said? I don't remember about Ludwig. And also, like, this isn't like Ava Chris Tyson being a freak. I feel like that's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely that happened. 100% absolutely a freak. But other than that, I mean, I really don't know what else to say. Ava Chris Tyson is not Mr. Beast. Like, I'm not going to, like, AoE damage, like, oh, Mr. Beast is bad because Ava Chris Tyson. I think the reason why Ava Chris Tyson got so much hate is because they're trans. Like, that's the main reason. They're trans, they use this, and then Mr. Beast is saying criticism of it is transphobia, and it really fucking annoyed people to hear that because a lot of people, number one, don't like trans people. They don't think it's real or whatever. And so the moment that, you know, there is evidence that Ava Chris Tyson was a weirdo, right? I'm not going to say pedo, that's probably a bit much, but was a weirdo, this immediately was like, yes, thank you, I fucking knew it. And these were the people that Mr. Beast was like virtue signaling on. And so absolutely they're going to retaliate. Absolutely they're going to do that. For sure. 100% backlash. Yeah, exactly. How many are there? Well, it's one. I mean, I don't know about the gender thing. I don't really give a fuck about this shit, right? Like, I'm not trying to, like, misgender somebody. I'm not trying to follow along with, like, some Z-Zare shit either. I'm just trying to explain it in a way that people can understand, right? That's all there is to it. It was an excuse for people to go ham? Yeah, it was. More Pegasus talked to Mr. Beast, said Soggy got some things wrong. Look at his community page. Oh, I'm sure that it's going to go back and forth. It really is. But I don't think that... I think what this really goes to show, this is the takeaway from the video, at least so far, is that Dogpack has intentionally acted in bad faith in order to misrepresent situations in a way that is not advantageous to Mr. Beast. I think that there was ill intent, there was malicious intent with that misrepresentation. And I think that because of that, you should not take other things that he said that are not verifiable to be truth. Because I believe when a person lies about one thing, they probably lied about other things. It's like, you ever know, like, the theory? It's like if you see a roach in your house, there's actually 20 roaches in your house. It's just you're seeing the one that's visible, right? Because, like, other ones are, like, under a cabinet or something like that. I feel like this is the exact same thing, where it's like if you can see one lie, there's actually 20 lies, but you just can't see them all. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, that's the Asmongold one, by the way. And so, yeah, I know this very well. Beast Team 100% knew about all this stuff. The guy in the video might have spoiled anything Mr. Beast has planned. I think that the Delaware thing is, in my opinion, the only thing that I think really matters. Like the false CP thing, this is something Mr. Beast didn't say. It was something somebody else said. The guy giving him $1 million, nobody gives a fuck about this. The illegal lotteries, it's just bullshit. I mean, this is, again, an FTC violation. Like, this isn't really a moral crime, right? Like, the only thing that I really cared about with the Mr. Beast allegations that, like, I think really mattered was whether he intentionally employed somebody who was a sex offender.
Oh.
And it seems like I still don't know the answer to that question. Even after seeing all of the evidence, because that's the one thing that I am like, I'm the most reluctant to have an opinion on, and I'm also like the highest standard of evidence to believe. Because I just can't, like, I cannot logically believe that you had the guy, like, why was he wearing a mask? And I understand he wasn't at the beginning, but why did he start wearing the mask? There are a couple of pieces to this that don't make sense. And because of that, I just cannot acknowledge the fact that they didn't know that. I just can't. I can't. And I get that some people want to talk about it, and, you know, like, Jimmy knows this video, Jimmy knows about this video and approves of it. I think he knew this was going to create more avenues for other content creators, and any of the negatives of this could be, would fly right over the true audience's heads, kids. Why would he jeopardize his business by doing that knowingly? Because he was probably he was 19 at the time, and his judgment was probably worse than it is now. Like, I'm sure you guys have had situations where, like, whenever you were a lot younger, you did something that was stupid, or you didn't care about something that you should have cared about. Like, I'm not making excuses for it. I'm just saying that this could be the reason why it happened. Wisdom is learned. Yeah, exactly. I'm not sure about the North Carolina laws, but in California, you can potentially be sued if you fire somebody after learning about your employee's criminal history. Well, I don't know about the details for that. I have no idea. Aren't registered sex offenders required by law to disclose what they did? I don't know what the details are for that either. I'm sorry. I don't have all the answers to all these things, right? I have no idea. So, yeah, in terms of the shirt, can definitely get your nickname put on your name tag and shirt, as long as it's not a bad word. Just throwing that out there as a possibility. Yeah, but, like, what do you think the odds are that the guy who is trying to hide the fact that he's a sex offender, because he clearly never told them, right? That's the implicit expectation that Jimmy didn't know because because Delaware was not forthcoming with this information. If Delaware was not forthcoming with the information to Jimmy, which is what the logic implies, then it would also imply that Delaware would be trying to hide the fact that they were a sex offender. And if Delaware was trying to hide the fact that they were a sex offender, they probably wouldn't want to have their name tag be the place that they were registered as a sex offender at. Like, I feel like this is just common sense logic, right? Am I crazy? Yeah, I feel like that's just the way I see it. That's what makes sense to me. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what I think. Why would Delaware wear a mask? That, to me, is the most condemning thing. It's about Delaware wearing the mask. Why are we respecting pronouns of a sex offender? Delaware isn't... So you're thinking of Ava Chris Tyson, he, she, it, they, z, zer... is not a sex offender. Now, they might be, but they're not confirmed. Just permanent. Yeah, what are we talking about here, guys? Maybe. That was a good run. Yeah, I guess so. They're not convicted. Even if everything Delpec said was wrong, why didn't Mr. Beast prove the allegations wrong himself? Do you want to know the real truth? Because nobody would have believed him. If he had come out and said all of these things weren't true, people on the internet don't like acknowledging that they're wrong. So if you tell, and also this is another component, they don't have to. Like, every YouTube commenter that is saying Mr. Beast is a pedo, they don't have to stop saying that. So why would a person willingly admit that they were wrong? Nobody believed Dream? Yeah. Like, remember the Dream thing where, like, people, like, Dream had, like, this alt account that was, like, parodying him, talking about, like, weird stuff with underage girls? And like everybody just blamed it on Dream because nobody cared. So the internet is a very fickle place, and the people that talk on the internet and like a lot of the people online, they're not logical at all. They're not logical, and they don't think congruently. They don't really care about whether what they're saying is true or not. They just care about like the entertainment value of what they're saying and like what's being said. And that's what matters the most to them.
Somebody has made a 40-minute video about me. How about that? 40 minutes. The Asmongold rabbit hole. Uh-oh. Let's get it.
Something that's always chewing away in the back of my head, nibbling away, gnawing away like a worm in Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s brain, is the fact that possibly one of the largest streamers on any platform has one of the craziest pasts and potentially the poorest health a human being can imagine. We're not talking about Dr. Disrespect. We're not talking about XQC. Not fucking Airsoft Fatty. Okay, we're not talking about any of these guys. Ludwig, nope. Today, we're talking about Asmongold, the hero of today's story. AKA, we're doing a deep dive into the legend of Asmongold, a man of mythical status, of legend in my own mind. I'm a fan. I don't like the politics shit. I don't like any of the politics stuff. And that's not what we're talking about today. We're talking about the man, the myth, the legend, Asmongold.
Yeah, it's the LeBron of WoW, apparently. And looks like the guy might have shit himself over that. And it's like, think about the game, the narrative that creates, right?
And exactly what makes him so mythical, and what people had always talked. A lot of people hate this man.
They sure
and you
do.
yourself probably have seen him. Maybe you don't have an opinion formed on him already, but you've
I don't know about that. I think most of the people have an opinion.
Seen him in his coverage of Johnny Depp versus Amber Heard. He made like 3,000 videos. Actually, I think it was close to 87, which is a lot.
At this point, Your Honor, Ms. Heard's counsel is asking to move into evidence.